Coming up on today's wrestling news, AEW Dynamite goes live in the UK.
WWE NXT arrest storyline takes bizarre real-life twist.
I'll tell you the WWE and TNA reaction to Joe Hendry's debut.
And the AEW star's injury scare that was always planned.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Michael Hamflett.
And this is the news. Let's start with some huge news for us here in the UK regarding AEW coming. That was already coming for All In, but big announcement dropping on social media saying for the first time ever, AEW is heading to Wales. Don't miss AEW Dynamite and Collision at Cardiff's Utility Arena on Wednesday, the 21st of August, of course, ahead of All In. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 28th, and Tony Khan actually, as part of the press release about this, released a statement saying, "We're excited for the historic United Kingdom debuts of AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision in Wales at Utility Arena, Cardiff on August 21st. The event will serve as the perfect kick-off to what will be an great, amazing week for AEW fans in the United Kingdom, culminating all in London at Wembley Stadium on August 25th. This is awesome.
What a pivot, by the way. Don't mistake that impression for somebody that's not necessarily excited about this.
I'm doing this.
Indeed, with excitement. We all are. This is the move.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to take place, obviously, it's what's the go home. For All In, you're going to get the two last TV shows, the last two stops on the tour, for those that maybe can't attend Wembley or can't afford London, and those that are from Wales or from Cardiff especially. WWE certainly found a massive audience for Clash at the Castle in 2022. There'll be people that'll be...
It'll be a big number, this.
People south, they'll sell it out. People that are going southbound for Wembley, there's already 40,000 tickets sold, with another 10 to go.
Yeah.
You could sell Cardiff with the people that are already going to All In and think, you know what, I want to fill it in. Or you could sell it out with people from Cardiff that want to go to this historic event, or a little bit of both. It's going to be huge. It's really good business. They're going to be hot shows as broadcasts. It's felt more and more that WWE should have done it yonks ago, because TNA did, taking the product to the UK where everything's hot when it feels fresher, when it feels exciting. It's a fantastic move for AEW, and on a personal note as well, it's a relief to me to think that maybe Tony Khan has gotten out of that one show, one event feeling that you were kind of feeling he was going to do with Wembley, where it's like, you know what, we'll not do tours, we'll not do TV, but it's big night. It's like, great, but I think this would actually benefit everybody involved. And I'm sticking my neck out, but I don't feel that's much of a gamble. I think ticket sales and buzz will immediately reflect this to be a great
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's one of those things where I just assumed last year when they announced All In that they would do the build-up shows here in the UK, but in their defence, they had no idea how much it was going to sell, or whether just selling All In was going to, complete the market, and then no one was going to show, or it might not look great if you're doing All In at Wembley, but also a 3,000 seat arena or whatever in somewhere in London in the days leading up to it. This is obviously with taking into account what happened last year and the buzz and excitement around it again this year, and that card beginning to take shape following Dynamite. You can make some speculations. We will on the Dynamite Review podcast coming your way later on today. But yeah, this is awesome. Dynamite and Collision, as I say, coming from the Utility Arena in Cardiff. Tickets, as I said, go on sale June 28th. Just makes all the sense in the world.
They're holding back on that poster as well, and they said it's money, MJF. I mean, it stands to reason that with everybody being over here, you can expect the entire... It's not one of them Dynamites where you don't know. The whole roster will likely be on UK soil, so...
And less of a panic, I suppose, regarding flights to the UK. And
well, yes, indeed.
They'll be here, they'll be settled, they'll have some fish and chips.
Some rarebit.
Yes, I was going to say, some Welsh delicacies as well.
Yeah. Shout out to Andrew Pollard, who knows he'll be rubbing his hands
front
together.
of the queue, he'll be.
I expect him to host the show, to be quite honestly.
Yes. Miller on All In, let's get Pollard on a Utility.
We see the work he does for Wrexham. AEW, bringing Andrew Pollard. He's already got great chats with some of your top stars on this YouTube channel. Put that man on television.
We've seen the work he does for Wrexham, but don't hold that against him. He does good stuff as well for us.
Thanks,
but yeah, very excited about that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
We've got some very positive and exciting news coming about WWE NXT first. So let's get some negative and weird and sad stuff out of the way first, shall we?
Yeah. What's going on here then?
Right. So, there's a story on Fightful Select regarding the Brooks Jensen storyline. For those that are unaware, in NXT, sort of niche and sort of not, but there's a character at the moment who was his career has hit the skids in kayfabe. He's hit the drink quite badly on social media in kayfabe. He's teased
former tag team champion, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's teased his release in kayfabe. You can notice the pattern here, and they've even taken to doing shots of him being taken out the arena, sort of trying to harass the commentary table because he's using his access. But they're trying to not not really shoot him, but shoot him at the same time.
Yeah.
It's that work shoot stuff. Like Brian Pillman nailed it, and then wrestling has copied it, and everything's been a copy of a copy of a copy ever since. You kind of know what's going on. This week, his sort of disturbance in the crowd was supposed to feature in the background of another segment. He was supposed to catch a glimpse of it, and that was kind of supposed to be the end of it.
Yeah, Wesley's promo on Overfemi was sort of distracted by some kerfuffle, and then subsequently you're like, oh, it's the Brooks Jensen stuff.
And this is the thing. That wasn't really how the plan was supposed to go per Fightful Select. Quote, we are told Wesley was thrown for a moment by Brooks Jensen's attempt to rush the ring during his segment with Obafemi and was not supposed to acknowledge Brooks's actions. Fightful Select also added, we confirm with NXT sources that the event's taking place in the background of Eddie Thorpe's promo, another promo on NXT on Tuesday night.
Was that one in the car park?
Yeah, was in fact Brooks Jensen being arrested for trying to rush the ring on the show. Fightful Select then add, this remains a storyline for those that continue to ask, and that's certainly, what we're sort of aggregating as well. But then add, Jensen has actively tried to convince Fightful staff of the validity. So
He
at
was
this
tweeting
point,
about his release coming on Friday. Was it? His contract expiring, I should say, ends on this Friday.
he's attempting to now go to the wrestling journalists and say, don't believe what you're seeing on television. And remember that, on television, it's all real.
What is going on?
What? Well, I'm bringing this to you. Like the unjournalist in the game, I'm our kind of chief NXT correspondent. Adam Wilborn, what is going on?
I love all things NXT. It's the best wrestling show of the week, in my opinion. But this is just chaotic, isn't it? Like,
So telling the journals that, no, it's a shoot. Is it, mate? Like,
because you were in the crowd. He was in the crowd 2 weeks ago, and he was
In
like,
disguise.
no one noticed
Yeah.
that I was there. And then last week, in the middle of Vic Joseph just doing a bit of a recap or plug in the next thing that's coming up on the show. Yeah, he tries to grab him, and he's pulled away, presumably by security. And then this, Wesley
The wrestlers weren't
Wesley
supposed
seems
to.
shoot thrown. To be
Yeah.
fair, like it does seem there's an element of truth to whatever they're saying here, because it wasn't just like, yeah, Obafemi, and I want to fight you for the North American title. He almost lost his way for a split second. He recovered brilliantly. Of course, it's Wesley, and that match against Obafemi is going to kick ass. But what?
how many contracts have we reported expiring or like up to the last minute in 2024?
I hope he isn't getting released, because I really like Brooks Jensen.
What if on Monday that's the latest thing doing the rounds? Again, maybe keep it here, we'll give you the updates as well. Like we try and pick out the best bits of Fightful's reporting, but their reporting on this has been really strong. And for them to even say out loud, you're trying to tell us it's real. Like that in itself is a very strange way to approach this from all sides. Keep it tuned at that one. Like NXT's we're gonna get into this in just a second. It's like a hot product, it's a buzzworthy product. It feels like it's a product, as the Simpsons would say, on the grow. So, he's doing it at a time when it feels like there's a bit of momentum with the brand in general. Very strange.
Yeah, don't rock the boat too much.
Lean in, but yeah, not too far.
Anyway, one of the big things from NXT this week was the phenomenal arrival of Joe Hendry.
Hang on, you said his name.
And he appears. We believe in Joe Hendry. And Fightful Select, yet again, some more brilliant reporting from them, have done some research with regards to how people within WWE and TNA have reacted, saying he's expected Joe is to make more appearances in NXT following his brief cameo. Yeah, huge pap to open the show. Well, technically, actually, Javon Evans came out, but then Joe Hendry came out to join the Battle Royal, but then everyone ganged up on him. He was the first man eliminated. Frankie Kazarian was involved, obviously continuing what's going on with them in TNA. There was BS chants. There was a subsequent video on social media of Joe Hendry going backstage and getting into it with Shawn Michaels. We assumed, because we're not idiots, they weren't just burying Joe, it was to lead to future appearances, and this seems to support that. Both NXT and TNA officials, say Fightful Select, were very happy at the reception he received, and I'll bet they'll also be very happy with what Joe Hendry tweeted just yesterday. The video of him arriving in NXT, according to Joe, is WWE's second most liked video since WrestleMania.
Wow.
It says, make it the best and most liked video. I've done my part, you should do your part too. Obviously, I'm incredibly biased. Joe Hendry is a lovely man. We literally did an interview with him a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, our history in WCPW, and great to see that thread, by the way, of people talking about WCPW. There's a thread of the best moments with Kirby winning the title with the Zoidberg elbow, all that. Go and check that stuff out, because it was an awesome time.
Phil Chambers' awful zoom out as Kirby wins the title. Legitimately one of my favourite wrestling shots ever, and I say that with no bias towards WCPW. I wasn't in the guts of it like you were, but watch that back curve
Yeah.
and the title and the way it's shot. That's a Phil Chambers masterclass, that one.
Really, really exciting times for Joe Hendry, though. Like, he was trending yesterday, obviously. He is... Well, I was going to say he's going to be a big star. He already is a big star. He's going into the stratosphere off the back of this, in my opinion.
It's interesting that you mentioned him, like, sort of getting the likes up for this video and, like, canvassing for a little bit. Like, this is something he's already proven to be very effective at. Like, if you look at, like, obviously getting his singles into the various UK music charts, the very character, the idea of the character kind of started off as a bit of a viral sensation. You know, he'd been in TNA once before. He'd been in Ring of Honor. He was a known figure across various wrestling circles.
Infamous for parody songs as well.
Yeah, but and this isn't a parody song, is it?
Yeah.
This is all of his own doing. It doesn't, as great as he is at like sort of lampooning his opponents in those videos and whatnot, this is all him, and it's this that he's kind of like finally made that breakthrough with.
What a well he's got to go to if he is going to do parody songs in WWE. I mean...
One of his best ever was a borrowed one from the Monday Night Raw theme, 2002, 2005. Move to the music, play Joe Hendry's music, move to the music, yeah.
And Joseph Corners.
An all-timer.
Really good.
The real versions of those he could do. Like, just...
Or just slagging off the crowd. The one he does with I think Grimsby and Cleethorpes.
Oh, the times he can hit in North America.
He does it to You Say Nothing at All by Ronan Keating. So, mate, go and check that out as well. And go and check out the Joe Hendry interview. He talks all about his parody song and his future within TNA. Really, really exciting times.
Joe Hendry having some success. Scotland getting a draw in the Euros. That country needed a turnaround after the weekend with Drew in the first game, didn't they? So, yeah.
Big game tonight.
Indeed, yeah.
Come on, England.
5 o'clock UK time. Not sure what time it is in America, but it'll be always better than ours. Probably having any lunch or something. You get to live the dream watching football.
They get the World Cup, don't they, in a couple of years?
Oh my God, the World Cup.
Should we go?
I really want to go.
Where would we stay in America, though? If we were
well, if there was a game anywhere near Las Vegas, I'd probably choose the beautiful Oyo Hotel and Casino. I've been really enjoying our interactions on Twitter in the DMs lately. Keep them coming.
Please.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah, God, USA 1994. I can't do this now. I'll get too misty-eyed. I'll tell you what.
Young. Euro 96 was my first.
Was it?
Yeah.
I loved USA.
Always remember your first.
England weren't even in it, but it was just like, it's football, and look how big America is. I knew like some of the stadiums because they'd been used by WWE. I was like,
England weren't involved in USA 94, but I believe they were involved in the opening ceremony because I think they told Diana Ross how to take penalties.
Very good. If you know, you know. Go and check it out on YouTube. It'll be on 100. Funniest football gaffes.
Love that. Joe music. Diana Ross opening ceremony. A lot to get through today, and of course join us for the Dynamite review. And ups and downs with Miller. Your day's packed.
I thought our attempt was supreme. You know what else I thought was supreme?
Robbie Williams. Oh no, sorry.
Actually, yeah. Buddy Murphy's selling. He's done it again.
How's he done this?
Yeah, I don't know if you caught mine in Sidgwick's Collision review, wherever you get your wrestling podcast from, or indeed you watched Collision at the weekend, but you might have noticed that in the main event between the House of Black and the Bang Bang Gang, it suddenly became a 3-on-2 when it appeared that Buddy Murphy was quite seriously injured, or he had picked up a bad limb, had to be carried to the back.
Yeah, he hit a meteor. Didn't he?
He did indeed. And then he didn't feature for the rest of the match. It finished 3-on-2. The House of Black got the win anyway to ostensibly set them up as number one contenders to the Trios titles, but then there was an angle backstage where the patriarchy said, well, how can you fight for the Trios titles when you're not even a trio? Camera pans down. Buddy Murphy's already laid out. You don't see an attack, he's just laid out. You only actually see him from the top up. So at this point, he's like, for all you know, his leg could be in like some sort of like strap or something.
Felt like that was an audible called.
A lot of people speculated that was included. The all oil painting that Killswitch had made for Christian was just dropped on top of him. And you think
no need. Why, when you've got the excellent work of Nick Wayne, why would you?
Well, indeed, you can. Sometimes too much space to have two artists in the family. So yeah, there was a lot of discussion. Was that an audible? Was that like how was that happening? Because seemingly he was setting up one feud, but now you might have to go to another one because for attack, whatever it was. Buddy Murphy's done it again. This is like the third time you're watching a match where you're like, oh, we're gonna have to bring it to a stop, guys. Like everyone do the serious voices for a second. Crowd go hushed. What's going on, Lena? He's absolutely fine. He's just a great worker. This was, quote, per Fightful Select as well. We're not just like making up on the spot. Wilborn would have known, but he doesn't like to sort of give a source to it. Quote from Fightful Select Direct, for those asking regarding Buddy Matthews, presumably plenty were, the spot on Collision was always planned. Jeez. So this has just been used as a setup to presumably not House of Blacks, just their trios match against the Bang Bang Gang, but also their now Fued potentially with the patriarchy, and they probably couldn't have picked anyone better to sell it convincingly as Buddy Matthews at this point.
I was devoed over the weekend because I was like, oh no, another person going down with an injury.
Just turned babyface, it felt, didn't it? Like that, yeah.
excellent work all round. Really good stuff.
Stop making us feel so nervous, but I suppose that's kind of
Yeah, I'm always a bit apprehensive when it's like, with
him, especially.
I know there's like storyline injuries.
Yes.
But when you're like faking, I never like the seizures in the ring. So that's not really for me. But you can pull stuff like this off and just fool everyone. Fair play.
Yeah, it's that's what the brazeness is all about. Dead Man would like it. I would say check out his takes on his podcast, but he's smoking us in the charts. So
check out our takes if anything.
Those ones.
Right, let us know your thoughts on that and everything we've discussed in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. And while you're at it, why not check out this video right here? We'll see you soon.